Hello viewers, so hope you are all well and getting everything fine in front of you. Now, welcome back to the language class, English language class, and I am showing today how nouns or pronouns can be used when they are used in sentences. What are the functions can they perform? I am showing the uses of nouns or pronouns. Number one, subject of the verb. Subject of the verb. Suppose Tom works hard. It is very easy to find a verb from the sentence. Then find the verb. What is the verb in the sentence? Work. And then, how can you find the subject of the verb? If you ask the verb, who or what, answer to the question of who or what comes as the subject. Subject of the verb. If you ask verb, who or what, you have to ask who. If the verb takes a subject, which is a person, who is a person. If the person stands for subject, then you can write, you can ask the verb who. Or else, if there is no person as the subject, then you can ask what. Suppose dogs bark. Here you have to ask what, right? What barks? What bark? Dogs. Dogs is the subject. In this way, you can find the subject of the verb. And here, only nouns are allowed to be used as the subject of the verb. Remember that if other parts of speech is used in place of subject of a sentence, they are also called noun. Number two, object of the verb. Suppose I know Tom. Know is the verb. Then if you want to find the object from the sentence, then you have to ask what or to whom. What or to whom? I know Tom. Here, ask whom you know, or to whom, not to whom, what you know. I know a person named Tom. That is object, right? That is, objects again are of two types. One is direct object, another one is indirect object. DO and IO. DO is the answer to the question of what. Then here, Tom is considered to be the DO. IO, it is the answer to the question of to whom. That is, I am showing another example in which both objects are there. He gave me a pen. Here you see, gave is the verb. If you ask who, then comes he as the subject. Next one, if you ask what, a pen, it is the answer to the question of what. That's why it is a direct object. And to whom it is given, me, it is indirect object. Right? Thus you can find direct and indirect objects or objects from a sentence, and in place of direct or indirect object or any objects, there must be a noun or a pronoun. If other parts of speech is used here in place of object, it must be called noun. Now, 3. Object of a preposition. Object of a preposition. We know preposition takes a noun after it. If a preposition doesn't take any noun after it, it is no longer called a preposition. It is called something else preposition. Preposition must take an object after it, which is a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase or a noun clause or anything else that comes after a preposition. It is called prepositional object or object to that preposition. Suppose, keep the book. Keep the book on the table. On the table. Or come into the room. Or go to school. In such way, you can give the examples of prepositional object, how it performs. To stands before a noun. That's why it is a preposition. But if you say to go, it is no longer a preposition because it means what? To go. That is a verb. It is a kind of verb which is called non-finite verb. It is an infinitive. In this chapter, no need of taking this kind of examples. The table. On is a preposition because after preposition, the simple the table is given. The table is called a noun phrase because with a noun there is a determiner the or article. Article is a kind of determiner. Then it is a phrase because more than one words, when more than one words combine together to perform as a simple part of speech, as a simple part of speech or a single part of speech, then it is called a phrase. And phrase doesn't have any finite verb. That is a verb. Finite verb is one that has tense distinction. There may be any non-finite verb that doesn't have any tense distinction. Non-finite verbs of three kinds: infinitive, participle, and gerunds, which you will learn in the next class. Next, number 4. Apposition to a noun. Noun is used as apposition to another noun. Suppose Tom, our captain, made 50 runs. Here, made is the verb, right? The subject is Tom, our captain, up to this. Then if you analyze the subject, then two nouns are there, Tom and another one which represents Tom, that is, which supplies some information or represents about Tom. It represents Tom. Who is Tom? Our captain. The group of nouns or a single noun when describes another noun, it is called apposition to that noun. These are the 4 kinds. These are the 4 functions that a noun can do, or where you can use nouns. There are more places where nouns or pronouns can be used, but there another parts of speech can also be used. That's why these are the four important kinds or important places where only nouns are allowed to be used. If another part of speech is used anywhere else among the four, then it must be called noun. If it is a single word, it is a noun word. If it is a group of words having no finite verb, it is a phrase. If it is a group of words having a finite verb and joined with other of the same with the help of any conjunction, it is a clause. Now, other functions where besides noun, other parts of speech can also be used. Suppose 5, complement. Complement. Mother named me Tom. Here, named is the verb, mother is the subject, me is the indirect object, and Tom seems to be the direct object, right? But remember that where IO equals DO, that is DO represents IO, then DO will be declared as complement, which is noun complement to object. Where DO equals IO, then DO is said to be the noun complement to indirect object. That is, it is complement. And here, noun complement to object. Right? Number 6. There is another kind of complement which stands after the be verb. Suppose complement after be verb. Suppose they are workers. Who work in a factory or something else. Here, or else you can leave that part of the sentence. Only say they are workers. This is a state verb. It doesn't have any function, right? It only relates these two parts of the sentence to make a lucid sentence. It is the subject, but here workers, it is a noun complement. Noun complement to subject because it represents subject. That's all. Then noun complements are of two types: noun complement to object, noun complement to subject. But here in these two places, that is adjective complement to object, adjective complement to subjects are also there. That's why these two are not the only functions of nouns. These are the functions also of other parts of speech like adjective. That's why else these two other four things are to be used for noun. If up to 4 there is any word of other parts of speech, they will also be called nouns because these are the functions of only nouns. But here you can see another parts of speech can be used. Okay, up to this much I think you are satisfied with the lecture. more you will learn in the next chapter. I hope you are enjoying. Thanks.